So the Lynx now on the clock. Everyone expecting them to take Maya Moore. On your screen, you're going to notice what we call our graphics matrix. A lot of information about the draft and at the picks as the afternoon goes along. Randy Moss is in Minneapolis, where a lot of action is going to take place. They have 2 first-round picks, including the #1 overall pick. So let's head out to Randy Moss in Minneapolis. They are fired up, Randy.
They are. Maya Moore meets your soon-to-be Minnesota fan club. This is Hubert's Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Minneapolis, the site of the early Maya Moore happy hour here. Not much suspense here or anyplace else about who the first name called is going to be. I had a chance to speak to Roger Griffith, the Lynx Executive VP, this morning. I asked Roger, how long did it take after you secured that #1 overall draft pick in the lottery last November before the mental image flashed through your mind of a certain Connecticut player wearing a Lynx uniform? His response was, quote, "How quickly can brain synapses fire?" In other words, it didn't take very long. Now, with Maya Moore, obviously, there's going to come some very lofty expectations. A little later, we'll talk to Lynx coach Shale Reeve about managing those expectations. For now, though, here at Hubert's, the heck with expectations. What do they say? It's always 5 o'clock somewhere?
It is a happy time in Minnesota. That's the most they've had to cheer about for the Lynx in quite some time. This is just a tip of the iceberg for all that Maya Moore did when she was at the University of Connecticut. Most points ever scored there. The only 3-time State Farm Wade Trophy winner. And oh yes, a couple of national championships as well. The girl is a winner. She is a great talent. We expect Minnesota to take her first. And what should Minnesota expect from Maya Moore?
I think Minnesota should expect what they have seen for her 4 years in college. And it doesn't matter whether she's playing at the University of Connecticut or she's playing for Team USA. She dives after loose basketballs. She runs the floor, and Maya Moore is willing and able to knock down the big shot when her team needs to. Maya Moore is going to bring that same kind of intensity to the college level. We've already seen it. I mean, to the pro level.
You mentioned that she played with the pros in USA basketball, and this is where it's a unique situation. Even when you had players coming out and you knew they were going to be the #1 pick, GMs and coaches had to project at how that would translate when they played against bigger, faster, stronger competition in the WNBA. Well, you know how Maya is going to do. She played against the best players in the world last year at the World Championships, and in the game down at the Connecticut Sun last year, the All-Star game, she was playing not only with the best players in the WNBA, but against the best players in the WNBA. The Lynx know exactly what they're getting in Maya Moore.
And now it's just a matter of seconds before it becomes official. The pick is in, the first overall pick. Let's head back to the podium and Renee Brown.
With the first pick in the 2011 WNBA draft, the Minnesota Lynx select Maya Moore from the University of Connecticut.
So the folks in Minneapolis can now revel for real. It's no longer theoretical. They have got Maya Moore, who is stepping into a basketball team that has had 2 straight 20-loss seasons. They're not going to lose 20 games this year.
They shouldn't. Not when you've got Maya Moore. She's got great talent and just a terrific basketball player. Maya Moore is going to come into the WNBA, and she's going to make an immediate impact. When you look that she's going to play along the side of players like Simone Augustus, that's going to open up things for her to be able to not only take that shot from the perimeter, but the thing that Gino Auriemma wanted her to do at Connecticut is attack and drive to the basket.
And Coach Cheryl Reeve said when they won the draft lottery, she heard from Lindsay Whalen, she heard from Simone Augustus. These players are excited to play alongside Maya Moore. Just picture Lindsay Whalen coming down on the break. She's got Augustus on one side, Maya Moore on the other, and now picture the defender trying to figure out what they're going to do. It's going to be an exciting year for Minnesota this summer.
And Maya Moore is a winner. She only lost 4 games in her college career at Connecticut. If there's anybody in this draft that knows how to win, it's Maya Moore.
So there is Maya Moore. Again, just some of the accolades, including the 3-time Big East Player of the Year, future WNBA MVP. Now, that's a pretty good projection for her. A lot of talent. She is now with Holly Rowe.
Well, Maya, looking from a distance, it seems so effortless for you. All these years, you just play so wonderfully. But for you, how would you describe everything that it's taken to get to this moment?
Wow, it's been such a journey. Every single young lady in this room, we've been playing since little kids, and just all the AAU games, all the high school games, extra workouts. Just all the people who have come along the way to be there for us. It's just really just a surreal moment.
One of the things people say about you is that you never take a possession off. How do you think that kind of energy can translate immediately for the Minnesota Lynx?
Well, I think something that we have learned at Connecticut, just that things are contagious. You know, energy is contagious, whether you're, bringing people down or lifting people up. So I like to be one of those players that just lifts people up by always playing hard and just really having fun on the court.
You saw the expectations, all the excitement there in Minnesota. How do you plan on hitting the ground, literally running and making an impact right away?
Just working hard. I think there can be so many strategies and different plans, but, if you work hard and you compete, you can win at any level.
Thank you very much, and Maya Moore has done just that. Congratulations, your first pick in the WNBA draft.
And for the second straight year, a Connecticut Husky is the #1 overall pick. It was Tina Charles last year. Remember, that was Minnesota's pick too, but they traded it to Connecticut, and Connecticut took Tina. Sue Bird, also #1 overall in 2002, and Diana Taurasi with Phoenix in 2004. One thing they all have in common is they were coached by Gino Auriemma, and he now is with Holly Rowe.
Well, Coach, one of the things that people always say about your players is they get to the league pro-ready. What is it about your style that helps them step in right away?
I don't know if it's as much style-oriented as it is, you get players that are never satisfied with where they are and are constantly working to get better and better. And I don't think anybody represents that mindset better than Maya. She came as a freshman as a really, really, really good player and was determined to become a great player, and she accomplished that. That might have happened anywhere, but I'm fortunate it happened at Connecticut.
Now you're the coach of the U.S. national team, and you got to see her, one of the only collegians, playing against pros last summer. How do you look at her and see where she can still grow, if that's even possible?
Well, if you ask Maya that question and she's honest with you, she'll tell you that the hardest thing she's ever done is try to play with those pros and against those pros. In the World Championships, Maya finally got a chance to see what it's like to play against players just like her and even better. So I think it prepared her for what's coming next. But for us, she's got a long way to go before she can reach the level of some of the players that have already played international, won a gold medal. She's going back to freshman year again, and she was pretty good as a freshman, so that would be exciting.
All right, I can't think of anyone better to guide her in her new freshman year. Thanks very much, Coach Auriemma.
That's right, she indeed was an All-American as a freshman. How happy are they in Minnesota? At the draft headquarters, Cheryl Reeve gets to coach Maya Moore.